All right, everybody, welcome back. I want to thank all of you guys. I got some really awesome comments on the first video we did, and even though the tests on the track didn't go as well as I had hoped, I still was able to get a lot of information and figure out a lot of things that I needed to do before I got back out there. It took me a little bit to get the car back out on the track. I'm going to share those videos with you guys today and how we did. Main reason being is if you haven't seen the first video, you'll understand why I went with the 95 Camaro and the LT1 and all that good stuff. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. But the one main issue with these cars is that damn OptiSpark. And I'll be damned if I wasn't hit with that bug immediately. In that race that weekend, every test we did, that car would shut off. It would get into third gear and something in the system would shut it down. And it ended up being the OptiSpark, so I ended up having to tear the whole front end of the motor off. Since I was there, I replaced the water pump. I went through a bunch of things. I also went ahead and I didn't like the way it was running with those 1.7 roller rockers. So I've got the stock rockers back on it until my 1.6 comes in. I know it only adds like 20 horsepower, but trying to get to that 10-second mark. My future goal is 8, but trying to get to that 10-second mark, I really want to get as much horsepower as I can. So in these tests, I'm running the ported stock heads, ported and polished, the ported intake, the 58mm throttle body, headers, 32-pound injectors, and stock roller rockers. I'm running the stock transmission, which couldn't believe how well that held up, because in the end there, man, I'm dumping this darn thing, and it did awesome. And I'm running the stock rear. Now, at the end of this video, I'll get into the tests that we're going to be doing next weekend and what improvements we're doing in the car there before we get into the nitrous, because we're not ready for nitrous yet. The car suspension, you'll see as we get into these videos, I'm not ready for 11 seconds, period. It's just not, it's not there yet. After I got the, I'll have to share this with you, but after I got the OptiSpark done, the car shut off on me again. And I was sitting there going, what the hell, man? It's the night before I'm getting ready to do it. I'm going to share with you the test run that I did. And everything was going well, and the freaking car shut off again. And you'll see for yourself, so hang tight. Woo! Alright, guys. Oh, let me put my cool hat on. Okay, now here comes the real test. Not the headlights. Let's see if this thing stays on. Alright, ignore my check engine light up. That's only there to tell me if I have one or not, and I checked. I have one. And then also, the cracked dash, I did that for weight reduction. That's one cool thing about these old Fbodies. These dashes, they come apart real easily, so you can just take pieces out and it makes your car faster. Alright, so let's see if she stays on. Sorry about that. That was exciting. If I do 13.9 again, I'm going to be pissed. So here I am, middle of the night, trying to get this pump fixed. I ordered the new Walbro pump, so that way when I go to the nitrous, I've got enough fuel pressure. And that wasn't the only reason I did it. After I got the OptiSpark replaced, sorry I'm tired, so I'm being so slow right now. After I got the OptiSpark replaced, the car shut off again. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. And so, you know, I'm looking everything over, and then I'm doing some research, and it could be the fuel pump. And I was like, you know what, I need a different fuel pump anyway. I'm gonna go ahead and order it. Well, I pulled this fuel pump out. This thing's brand freaking new. And not only that, but the Walbro kit must have a wiring harness. I'll show it to you. Oh, it's right here because it doesn't match the stock fuel pump. So it must come with a wiring harness that I didn't get or I didn't order. Well, so it doesn't match. I'm like, shit, man. It's been a couple weeks now. I really want to get back to the track and test this out because I got all these new parts and I want to swap them out and see the difference. Well, so I'm goofing around. Come to find out, I guess the other thing about these cars is the fuel gauge doesn't work properly. Freaking thing is bone dry. It shut off because it was out of gas. Sometimes it's the stupidest things. But hey, at least I can get there tomorrow. Would you believe it? I was just out of gas. I ended up putting the Walbro pump in a week later after these tests, and then it's running awesome. But put fuel on it, I was good to go. So I ended up making it to the track the next day. Everything was great, and as you can see now, we're getting everything ready and getting ready to run. Try 15 first. Go from there. See you up there, buddy.
All right.
All right, guys, we're heading up now. We're gonna go find out which lane is the test and tune. My buddy Steve's gonna videotape us from the outside. Already did the tech inspection, pretty easy, given the fact that I'm not running nitrous, don't have a cage or nothing like that. The guy just pretty much looked it over, gave me a sticker, and we moved on. I'm not that fast anyway yet. So I'm going to do my first launch around 4,000 RPMs, and if this stock rear will hold it, and I'm not twisting too much, I'm going to do my next one at 5 and 55. I don't think I'm going to go higher than that. Yeah, I already watched you run. Lane's a test and tune lane. 1 and 2. Now we wait. I red lighted, so not my best move. That was 14.2. You can't see the screen. Steve was using his camera, so we're gonna try to switch and use my camera, but it didn't go so well. I also am coming off. I'm really dragging the clutch. I'm not used to, trying to drag race a stick car, and so I'm like really coming off wrong. I'm like, it's just not. It's not right. So I try to change that up a little bit. 13.5 point. Hold on, I can look at the thing again here. Right here is 13.565. Sorry, I got my slips over there. 1.9, 0 to 60. Not bad considering I was dragging the clutch worse than I did the first time. So the other thing is my tires are spinning like crazy. So I need to change that up. So I need a better burnout, which is hard because it's a stick car. I'm not really good with that whole gas brake combination thing just yet. And I don't have a line lock on it yet. So I need a much better burnout. And I gotta dump this clutch because I can't. I'm wasting a lot of time coming off the line, you know, with shifting and trying to be easy on the clutch. I plan on replacing the clutch anyway with a Stage 3 McLeod. So I'm gonna tear into it. Screw it. I'm just gonna tear into it. I'm hoping if I lower this some, I can stick better, and then I'm dragging that clutch in first gear. So I'm hoping if I dump it, I can do better.
So would you have it on the last 2 runs?
15.
And
I'm just trying to be safe.
What are you taking it down to?
10.
What's the lowest you could go on this?
Street car? I don't know. I would feel...
No, I mean racing.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not going lower than 10. I'd like to have these 2 tires on the car when I get done. I mean, hell, that looks like pretty flat as it is. It's 11.
That's what 10 looks like. Or 11. These go to 11.
Alright, we're 10. Next side.
Yeah, that was pretty flat.
Yeah, uncomfortably flat. You can stop. I'm gonna try a different lane now. Not like that's gonna matter at all, but I'm really not doing good at launching. I used to run in a stick car, and I'm like kind of dragging the clutch, so I'm gonna change my routine. I just lowered the tire pressure some. I've run a best of 13.5. The first time I red lighted, so I didn't get a time on that, which I felt like that one was better. But man, I'm really trying to get in the low 13s, low high 12s. And I definitely think it's like driver error right now. So we'll see what happens. Alright, as you can see, that was much better. The only downside was, if you go back and rewind the video a little bit, you'll see that my burnout was better. Still not great, but much better, much longer, so I was able to heat the tires up a little bit more. I thought my launch was awesome because I tried to preset the suspension that time, so it was already up a little bit, but as you can see, I'm running stock shocks and all that. I still slammed down, but it got up and scooted from there. But the issue that I dealt with is I didn't have a really good tire gauge. As you saw, I had my motorcycle gauge with me, and I don't know if my tires were off in the back. They're only 9-inch slicks that I took off my Malibu, and my front tires are wider than my back tires. Man, I hit third gear because I was actually going fast. My 0 to 60 time was 1.8. I was rocking. You saw I was way ahead of that SS Camaro, which I believe stock, they were on 12.5. And I was talking with the guy afterwards, and he's like, yeah, man, you were all over the place. As soon as I got into third gear, guys, my car was swerving back and forth, like seriously uncomfortable. I kept getting off it, get back into it, getting off it, get back into it. I still ran 13.5 doing that, which was, oh, not 13.5, sorry. 13.5 was the one before that. I still ran, that was 13.742. My 0 to 60 time was pretty good, but my finish time was not because I kept getting off. But 13.7 with a 1.8 something 0 to 60 time at 90 something miles an hour. I mean, I was cooking. If I could have stayed on it, I probably would have done really well. But I'm really concerned that this is where I started bringing up the suspension issues. I'm running a stock suspension, stock rear, 9-inch slicks on the back with 10 pounds of pressure, and the car at a top speed was really uncomfortable. So I'm going to give it one more shot. I'm going to go back and check the tires. It felt awesome. Like I felt like I was moving. I mean, that was a really good feeling. I really felt the power in the car, and I feel like, well, I'll get into that in a bit. Let's watch this. This is my last run. I want to share this with you, and then my overview from here on what I think we need to be doing next. 13.5 again, 13.5, it was almost 13.6, 0 to 60 time, 184. I didn't come off as good. I think in the back of my mind, when I tell you that third race was really uncomfortable, it was like I was on black ice. It was extremely uncomfortable, and I think I couldn't get it out of my mind. It wasn't as bad this time. I did go through the air pressure and all that. It really only did it towards the end of the race this time, and I backed off. I probably could have ran a 13, I'd say 13.3, 13.4, had I not backed off again. But in the back of my mind, I just couldn't get the idea that more needed to be done to this car before I went any faster in trying to do what I was doing. Because at this point, and like I said, I'm really impressed with the shifting. Because at this point, I'm hitting it hard. I'm pretty much dumping the clutch, and I'm slamming it in every gear. And it's holding well. The rear's holding well. It did really, really good. But it's still there, and I don't know if it's my tire setup. It's the fact that I don't have any, upgrades to the rear or upgrades to the, I don't even have subframe connectors. So this car is just wiggling. It's an awesome car. It's a big car. It's a heavy car, but to push it to what I'm trying to push it at and not have anything done to it probably isn't the smartest idea. Hence why you see all those wrecks, on YouTube videos and goofballs getting into it and running into walls and stuff. I can see why, because I've always watched drag racing videos, and you're watching them and you watch at the end of the race, the guy runs into the wall. Like, how the hell did he do that? I know now. Man, third gear, I thought I was going to hit a wall because I had no control of the car. I literally felt like I was on ice. And it was in the back of my mind. And so even though I did better shifting and I did a little bit better long term, I came off a little light and I finished light. So I plan on not letting that get to me this time. As you can see, the car is already in the air. The next race is next weekend, and I've got everything ready. So what I'm doing is now the 10 bolt rear would be fine if I wanted to stick with that. But my goal is 10 seconds. That rear is not going to handle with that. A good friend of mine's got a 99 Trans Am that he had just bought a 9-inch, professionally built 9-inch. It's a twin turbo car and all that. So he sold me his 12 bolt 410 rear, and it's got some suspension upgrades, which is nice. So I got the BMR lower control arms. I got the thicker sway bar. I know the sway bar doesn't really mean much. I'm going to go ahead and build the frame ties this week, and I got a new set of tires for it. I got 295s for the rear, and I got 225s for the front. I've always been told that the smaller front tire helps with the suspension. That ought to be safe enough. I'm really hoping that we can hit that 12-second mark. I've already got the nitrous set up. I'm not putting it in yet until I know the car is safe. Once I know the car is safe, I'm gladly hit it at 150, 200, and 250. Whatever it's going to take for me to get that 10-second. Right now, my goal is 12. So I'm hoping in this next video, we hit that 12-second mark. And then the next video, because we still got till beginning of November, our tracks stay open. We should be able to hit these nitrous. But let's make sure at this 12-second mark that this car is safe, is stable. So I'm gonna start on that rear actually today. I already got it. It's ready to go in. So as soon as I get off this video, I'm taking this thing down over the next 2 days. I'm gonna put this back in, put the new tires on it, subframe connectors. Now I did get a set of Cadillac CTS-V front brakes for it, but I don't think that's as important yet. I know we're gonna need them when we get past that 12-second mark, but for the 12-second mark, my goal is to just get there next weekend and then share these videos with you in the next 2 weeks. So hang tight. I'm hoping we do better next time. See you soon. Loading up. Night was a success. There's a buddy I met.
King of the road, trailer for sailoring.
Hey, wait a minute.
Trailer for sailoring.
It's good meeting you guys.
Ain't